I know you can see me. I've decided to try something a little bit new. I'm just typing in my website address. Visit me there. Book your free call. Stick around to the end. I have a little bit of a free giveaway. If you guys can guess the name and the artist of this song playing, which I absolutely love. My daughter added it to my playlist, and I kind of found it. Then I have a little freebie for you guys, okay? So I'm just going to make note of this song and artist right now. Let me see how many of you guys are here. When you pop on, throw your name in the chat box. I want to know who all is here. Make sure everything techie is working. Okay. There it is. Anyways, how is everyone today? Whether you're here live or listening to the replay, welcome, and I'm celebrating you being here. Webinar Jam is a little bit different than it used to be, but I am so excited to be back and doing these trainings with you guys. Last week, unfortunately, but fortunately for you, this training was canceled. And why do I say fortunately for you? Because this week I have attracted into my life a lot of additional content that is really going to be of use to you guys. So that is why everything happens for a reason. There's a certain time where you just got to allow shit to happen, good shit, bad shit, whatever the case is, allow it to happen because it's happening for a specific reason, okay? And the less resistance you throw at it, the better for you. And we're going to get into why that is today. I'm not doing any slides today. Why? Because I was listening to this brilliant man, Cameron Herold. He co-authored the book, Morning Miracle for the Entrepreneur. If you guys have not added this to your toolkit, do so today. Listen to it, read it, implement it today. It will change your life. It is a game changer. And so I was listening probably about 2 or 3 years ago. I heard his Cameron Herold's TED Talk on, Cameron Herold's TED Talk on TEDx. And it was all about nurturing the entrepreneurial child. And for those of you guys who don't know, I have 2 programs. The first is investinyourselfcourse.com. And the second is empoweringkidsschool.ca. I'm going to share with you, for example, 2 whys, because we're going to get deep into your why today. But just briefly right now, what I did was I have this 12-year-old boy who, since he was about 6 or 7, had this entrepreneurial mindset. That's just who he was. And I had to figure out how to nurture that. And we homeschooled and then began unschooling. And he basically gained all of his curriculum around being an entrepreneur. So I watched his TED Talk, and his father and I were in awe of how brilliant this man was. And then I'm reading the Morning Miracle for Entrepreneurs about a month ago, 2 months ago. And I couldn't believe that he was the co-author. So I researched him, looked him up, so on and so forth. And he went into talking about your vision, okay? Your vision. And your vision ties into your why and how deeply you believe in that. So we're going to talk today about belief. We're going to talk about your why. We're going to talk about your vision. And I specifically tailored today's training all about creating a mindset for overcoming self-doubt and how to get your business noticed, okay? And it all has to do with why, belief or lack of, visualizing, okay? What do you truly visualize in a day? subconsciously or consciously, and a lot more. So get your pen out, get your paper out. Let's begin. We're going to start this training stat. I'm just going to make sure that I don't see any other messages here. Sometimes people personal message me. All good. And so, right, backtrack. I was listening to one of his lectures today, and he shared something along the lines. People cannot, it's been scientifically proven that people cannot listen to what you're saying and read your notes at the same time. So I usually have like bullet points and keep it really brief, but just so I can follow along and so you can follow along. But I agree with them. So what I did today was, okay, you know what? I'm going to go and be an extreme, do the extreme. And I'm not going to do a slideshow today. I'm just going to talk to you. I'm going to look in your eyes. I am going to focus on you. And I'm going to share all of this beautiful content from my notes right here. So welcome. My name is Tanya Clarke-Marinelli. I am the founder and creator of investinyourselfcourse.com. It's an online university, how to create freedom and flexibility, doing what it is that you love and owning who you are and your business. And at the end, I'm going to share with you some success stories of people who have been in the program not very long, and some success stories of people who have graduated from the program. So just so you know, I am going to be sharing a little bit of that at the end, but stick around. I got a freebie, right? And I'm also going to be sharing, I'm also the creator of the empoweringkidsschool.ca. So check that out as well. It's and I'm going to share with you guys both of my whys when we get to that part of the training. Thank you for being here. Both of my programs have been featured on local media stations and newspaper articles, radio stations, so CTV Morning Live, CJOB, Evening. I mean, I can't even remember all of the radio interviews that I've had done on my programs. And I'm also the creator of this Kick Butt webinar. So this particular webinar is based on, it's for you entrepreneurs out there. How do, every week, if you're not a part of my Facebook group right now or yet, I'm going to ask you, and you want to be a part of it, I'm going to copy and paste the link here for you guys in the chat box. And the group, if you guys are watching via YouTube, is Entrepreneurs Steppin' Up. Entrepreneurs Steppin' Up. So for those of you guys who are here live, boom, boom, there it is. Yeah, that looks wrong. Let me know if that works. If it doesn't, then I'll call in some help. Anyways, so if you guys are interested in getting daily information, having your questions answered, surrounding yourself with other entrepreneurs, then go and request to be a part of that group. You have to request to be a part of the group because I literally go through and make sure that everyone's a good fit for that group. So you're going to want to focus on entrepreneurial skills, building your business, building a mindset for business, and so on, okay? So go and request to be a part of that group. I created that group because I really wanted to hone in on serious entrepreneurs. This is my way of giving back. This webinar here that I do, that is absolutely free, it is my contribution to everyone else out there. This is how I found my very first business coach, and this is how I became inspired to jump to the next level. Was I found my business coach on a webinar. And I've actually worked with 3 different business coaches. And I remember the very first business coach that I worked with, she was on a webinar and she was literally looking at me. And I swear it was a 3-hour webinar. It was like a commitment. But I swear to you, it was like she had created that 3-hour webinar for me, specifically for me. She was looking directly into my eyes and she was speaking directly to me. And from that moment, I didn't know how or what I was going to be doing, but I knew that I would be doing that on a webinar one day. I knew that I would be looking into somebody else's eyes out there who needed to hear all of this information. And for the last over a year now, I've been doing webinars, looking into people's eyes and doing my best to provide kick butt information that is absolutely you are able to implement it today. Okay, so get your piece of paper, get your pen, make notes. What I'm going to invite you guys to do today is turn off your phones, turn off any windows in the back if you're watching me via computer. Just sit and be with me for the next 45 minutes, for the next 40 minutes. Sit here, be with me, honor you, honor us, and honor your calling. Okay. I want you to take whatever serves you today and implement it. Take it and do something with it. Knowledge is powerless until you implement it. Okay. You need to use it. So let's begin. Like I said, we're going to be talking about your mindset for overcoming self-doubt. And then we're going to talk about how to get your business noticed. If you're wondering why the hell your business isn't being noticed yet, it's definitely like you got to ask yourself a few questions. Where are you promoting your business? Who are you talking to your business about? Are you afraid to be posting on social media, so on and so forth? But before we get into that, I want to talk to you about a mindset, your mindset for overcoming self-doubt. In my experience, in the polls, and go and request to be a part of that group, because every week post this webinar, beginning this week, we'll be posting a new poll. So tomorrow there'll be a new poll up there of questions, and you guys are the one who by checking off and participating, showing up, right? 90% of success is showing up. By showing up and telling me what you need to hear to experience success in your business, that's what I'm going to be tailoring next week's training on. So request to be a part of that group, participate in the polls, and I will answer your questions specifically. Sound good? Awesome. We have like over 100 people registered for today's webinar. So I'm going to share a ton of content with you, and I want your feedback. Okay. I want your feedback. I want to know if there's anything else you needed to learn. I want to know, hey, did I miss something? Let me know, and I'll bring it up in the next webinar. Let's talk about self-doubt right now. I've been coaching since 2011. Self-doubt is the number one killer, okay? No matter what level you're at, that is the number one killer. That is like the biggest buzzkill, self-doubt, period. Now ask yourself, what are you doubting, right? If you're creating this coaching business, I'll just use myself as an example. You're creating this coaching business and I'm promoting my business. What are my biggest fears? My biggest fears are, what are my family and friends going to think? What are they going to think of me? Are they going to support me? Are they going to butt heads with me? What are they going to think? What are they going to say? How uncomfortable are you going to make them by stepping out and sharing things that, because they're your family and friends, maybe they don't want to hear about it. Maybe they don't want you to share specific things, right? Air your dirty laundry, so on and so forth. Those are the things that have come up since 2011 when I began coaching. I began my very first certification in 2010, and I implemented everything that I've learned on my own life, and my life completely crumbled and then transformed and then just became this beautiful, beautiful place for opportunity. Okay, but your world's got to crumble every now and then. Heads up. Sorry, that's just the way it is. But self-doubt is always going to be there. And I know that you guys are all really brilliant people watching. So you know that when you experience fear, what's that all about? You guys are growing, right? You're stepping out of that comfort zone, that little image floating around everywhere, that circle, and then over here is where the magic happens. But all you got to do is step outside that comfort zone. And it's like this huge island of comfort, and then this little itty bitty island of magic. And then it's surrounded by these waters of fear. And the moment you step in to that water, it becomes extremely scary because you don't know what's in there. You don't know what's going to happen. Guaranteed fact. Every single time you do something that you've never done before, you're going to experience fear. You want to do things that you've never done before because that is how you grow. I just choked on my air, but I attend Toastmasters every Thursday morning. And I love going to Toastmasters because I watch people and I hear people and I just witness as people grow over time from when they began to where they are now. And I get to hear a really inspirational, personal, authentic stories. Those are my favorite. My favorite are when people step up, step out, and tell their inner stories, their authentic stories. And 9 times out of 10, those authentic stories, those stories that are the hardest to tell, are the most challenging to tell, are the ones that win first prize for best speech. Why is that? Because that's what people are looking for nowadays. People are just starving for authenticity. There is so much bullshit out there nowadays that when you are brave enough to share your authentic story, when you're brave enough to share your authentic reason for doing whatever it is that you're doing, people are drawn to that. They are absolutely drawn to that, and they subconsciously sense when you're full of shit. They subconsciously sense when you're authentic as well. So that is a huge pro for you guys. Now, what kind of business are you guys doing? What kind of business are you in? It doesn't matter. Whatever kind of business you're in, consulting, advising, healing, coaching, business coaching, right? I'm going to share with you a couple of examples of my whys. And my invitation to you is to get really deeply connected with your why. Because, and write this down, your why is going to be what speaks to your ideal clients. And I'll give you an example about that in a minute. So my first why, empoweringkidsschool.ca. 5 years ago, longer than 5 years ago, my son is 12 now. He was born, when he was born, he lost some oxygen. And he was rushed to NICU, where they kept him for a couple of days, helping him just breathe properly. I wasn't able to hold him, I think, until the next day, which was really challenging for me. Never thought anything of it other than, oh, I'm so blessed to have a healthy child after the fact. And when he was 1, I remember he was really unique. He was very happy, very smiley, very happy, very smiley, very busy. And he kept me on my toes. I was pregnant with our last child when he was 10 months old. So they're about 1.5 years apart. And I was huge with my last son. And I literally, judge me, go ahead. I'll be authentic with you right now. I literally had to get the kid a harness, one of those leashes people call them. I had to get him a harness because my belly was so big that he would run away from me. He was a flight risk, and he went missing numerous times. So he would run from me, and I couldn't chase him because I had strained ligaments under my belly because I was so big. I will never show you pictures. And anyways, so this is how busy this kid was, but he was always smiley and happy and just a joy. Like my sister would describe him as sunny. He's sunny. And because he had such a beautiful aura about him. At 1, he was dismissed from his first daycare because he was just too busy. At 3, he was dismissed from his first Montessori school. At 5, he went missing for over an hour in his grade 1 classroom. So it's still in September. He was in grade 1 because his birthday's in November. He was 5. And he went missing. And the reason why he decided to do that was because I would pick him up every day after school, and he wasn't able to even verbalize words. He couldn't put words or sentences together until we were home. He was so full of anxiety and stressed out, and he, like, putting him in a classroom, and he was constantly in trouble because he didn't sit still, and so on and so forth. It was killing his little spirit. But mom and dad didn't understand, and we still were not. He wasn't speaking loud enough, and we couldn't hear him yet. So needless to say, we took him out of that school because we just didn't feel comfortable again. What if he goes missing again, right? And then we put him into another Montessori grade school. Well, he made it there until the next year when he was dismissed. He was too busy. He was just too busy for them. And then we tried one more time. He made it from Wednesday to Wednesday in a public school before I walked in and literally saw him rocking back and forth, facing a filing cabinet with the light off in a room off of the office because there was, whatever the case is, and rocking back and forth, swearing to himself. And when I saw that, I didn't think about anything. I just literally followed my intuition, and I took him and I asked for confirmation. Is that where he sits at recesses? And they said yes. And I took him, and we never went back. That was February when he was in grade 2. And then from February to the end of the semester, so to the end of the year, we put all workbooks aside, no academics. All we did as a certified life coach was work on self-love, acceptance, all of the esteems, and helped him create a relationship with himself. Because since he was 1, since his experience in daycare in any facility, it was that of, I have no friends, I'm bad, I don't fit in, so on and so forth. So we helped him create a new outlook of himself and self-love. And then we homeschooled for 5 years. And after that experience from February to June, that summer, I made a decision. There are more Vinnies than that. I made a decision that summer. I began the Empowering Kids Camp. So that is my why. That was my why. That was the driving force to create this program. I had no idea that it was going to become a movement or a school. None whatsoever. However, I followed my intuition, my gut, and I took all of these things. I remember crying during concerts at the Montessori concerts, Christmas concerts and spring concerts, crying because my son was rocking in the back. That was my son. And feeling helpless, and what do I do? And I could have made the decision to give up. And I could have made the decision to, like Calvin said in his speech this morning in Toastmasters, I could have made the decision to say, what am I going to do? This is what it is. I can't do anything. That's my decision, right? But instead I took it and I said, there are more kids like this out there who need a safe place, who need an alternative way to express their body, to express themselves. And that's what I just work diligently. And that is my why for the school. And now it's opening the doors September 11th, 2017. And I have parents messaging me and asking me, how do I get my child in? How do I get my child in? Beautiful, right? Here's my why for this business. The investinyourselfcourse.com. Certified life coach, housewife, homeschooling mom. I have a dream to open this program, Empowering Kids program. But I also have an Empowering Women's program that I began, okay? And it cost me more to run my business than I made in my business. So it was a really expensive hobby. And remember, we're transitioning now, okay? I'm giving you my why for the Invest in Yourself course. My why for the Invest in Yourself course was this. I had this really beautiful Empowering Women's program that was really impacting women. I had people signing up and more people signing up, and it was an in-person 10-session course. And what it did was it really helped women take a look at every area of their life. There's 8 different areas of your life that many of us bypass. We never are even aware to look at certain parts of life, your life. And it was really making a strong impact because it was really empowering women to take a look at their lives and make decisions on what it is that they want to see more of and to see less of. And then they were able to take action. Well, my husband and I separated after all of these wonderful traumas. We ended up separating. We are to this day almost like best friends, and we co-parent still. However, I was on my own and I was faced with the decision. Okay, Tanya, either you got to put your kids in school, get a 9-to-5 job because you're not making any money on any of your programs, or you need to step it up and decide that I'm going to take my Empowering Kids program and my Empowering Women's program and create a business out of it and begin to earn an income. That's what I did. What I did was I went online and I searched for a mentor. I searched for somebody who was already doing what it was that I did. World crumbling. Okay. Why you need to believe in yourself. Not one person around me said, Tanya, this is a good idea. You need to create a business and support yourself because it's not a good idea putting your son back in school. Not one person. So I went online and I found people globally who were homeschooling as single parents and generating an income. And I read blogs and I messaged them. I asked them questions. Then I found a mentor. And what I did was I wanted it so badly that I was willing to invest in my mentor and have just enough a month to pay my rent, and then just believe in myself and my programs enough that I was going to generate enough back to pay my bills and buy groceries. And I did that. I gambled. I took a chance because I had to. I felt like there was no other option. It was either that or literally give up and be unhappy forever. So that's the decision that you're faced with. Those were my 2 whys. And when I share my why when promoting my Empowering Kids program, I speak to my ideal clients directly in the eye, and they're like, Tanya, I have been looking everywhere for a safe place to put my child because the school system, it just didn't resonate with me. And don't get me wrong, my 10-year-old son loves public school. It is for some, but for some other children, it just doesn't resonate, right? And now they have a place to put those children. Now, when I speak about, are you a single parent? Are you somebody who wants to create more family time and be self-employed in this many hours a day? I am speaking directly to my ideal clients. Does that make sense? Your why and your vision is what is going to be the motor of your business. So your why is number 1. Number 2, the belief that you have that you can succeed is a decision. I was listening to my business coach, and what did she say? She said and this is something that we learned in her program and that I teach all of my clients, okay? Because I've implemented it and I've experienced it, and is literally asking your mind versus commanding. This is something I teach kids and adults, and it's that you guys are in control of your mind. Plain and simple. You're in control of what you think. It's easy, but it's challenging. It's easy, but it takes effort. You guys are in absolute control of your mind. So absolutely command what it is that you want to see happen in your lives. You need to connect with your authentic story. Authenticity is the new currency. The more authentic that you can be, the more you are speaking to your ideal client. Does that make sense? So overcoming self-doubt or creating a mindset for overcoming self-doubt is definitely connecting to your why, believing that you can be, do, and have it, right? And visualizing it. You need to believe it, and what will help you believe it is by visualizing it. Visualizing it, telling yourself, hey, I could totally do this. This is how it's going to happen. This is how it's going to happen. And talking about it until you attract all those other people who are looking for your vision into your life, and they can, with you, help you create that vision. All right. Now, how do you get your business noticed? Also, we got to talk about clarity. How do you guys get your business noticed? Okay. First of all, connect with your why. Believe that you can do it. Take that first action step, and then become clear on what the results are that you want to experience. I'll shut that off. Become clear on what it is that you want to see. Become clear on the entire plan. Okay. And then where are you going? Where are you going to talk about your business? So many people in my program or who message and tell me what it is that they need, I'm like, hey, awesome. Where are you posting? Where are you posting your workshop? Where are you posting your business? Where are you speaking? Where are you networking? I had a client just the other day on our group call. I'm like, well, how much do you network? Not much. Oh, okay. Well, how are people supposed to know that you're out there, right? You need to network. You just do. So one of the things that I share in my program is literally selling from the stage. So selling your program through public speaking. And I don't mean putting together 200-300 people workshops. That's not what I mean. I was able to fill my program speaking on a stage in front of 15 to 20 people. 15 to 20 people. So here's a big thing. The best and easiest way for you guys to go ahead and do speaking is to go where your clients are congregated. Go where your clients are already gathered, okay? Maybe that's a yoga studio, right? Depending on, maybe you're a healer and you do this or you do that, and your ideal clients are at a yoga studio. Then connect with yoga studios and offer a free speaking engagement. Offer a free speaking engagement in exchange to share your program. And then if you're speaking in front of 10 people and 2, 3 are your ideal clients, then win. There you go. It is as simple as that. It really, truly is. That's how I began to fill my program, is just by speaking in front of very few people, and a few of them were my ideal clients. And then, of course, the more you speak, the more PR you have, right? So then you're posting that. You're posting that. Speaking here again, I'm speaking there again, and so on and so forth. Seems pretty simple, doesn't it? But it's just being aware of all of these little things. So how many people are you guys talking to about your businesses? How many people are you talking to? Where are you networking? Are you even networking? I have this sheet for my clients in our private group, and I'm going to just share it with you. And I'm going to list off, so get your pen out. I'm going to list off some places where you can network, okay? Okay, so offline networking groups. So you got the Business Women's Association, eWomen Network. I believe that's Canadian as well. Executive Women's Golf Association, Let's Talk Business Network, National Association of Women Business Owners, Networking for Professionals, Step Up Women's Network, the National Business Experts, the Women Presidents Organization. Toastmasters has been phenomenal for me. United States Chamber of Commerce. Well, that's the United States, but I mean, there's a Chamber of Commerce here, Canadian Chamber of Commerce, worldwide, Women Ties, Women's Leadership Exchange, Business Networking International, so BNI groups, global referral groups, just trying to go. And also, guys, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all of those social medias. And they have a million groups where you can share your your stuff too as well. Yeah, so any coaching connections, speakers associations, CAPS here, Canadian Association for Professional Speakers. There are so many places that you guys can get connected with, but yeah, that's part of the work. Part of the work is absolutely networking. You got to do that. You got to do that when you're first beginning your business. You got to get out there. You got to do speaking engagements. You got to talk about your business. And if you're terrified to do any speaking, go to Toastmasters. Highly recommended. If you're here in the city, connect with me. I'll share with you. I attend the highest performing Toastmasters here in the city, and I learn so much and I meet so many amazing, powerful, supportive people. That makes the difference, okay? If you walk into a Toastmasters and it feels clicky, I would walk back out. So networking. So you got to figure out, where are my ideal clients already gathered? Where are your ideal clients already gathered? And then go and offer your speaking. Now, if you're not a speaker yet and you're not even there, then here's what you got to do. It's something that I teach all my clients in my Invest in Yourself program. And that is, get on video, do a live stream. This, what you guys are attending here right now, this is a speaking event. It's an online speaking event. And I host one every single week, Thursdays from 11:30 to 12:30-ish, might end a few minutes early. But this is a speaking engagement. And this, I have over 100 people registered just for this one workshop. And those, I might be looking at you and you're like, oh my God, Tanya, this is exactly what I need. And then I'm like, yes, come, I have a little surprise for you. And it's fabulous. Now, if you're not here yet, get your iPhone out, get your Android out, start doing live streams, little videos, okay? You need to begin to do that. Whenever I have a client and it's time for them to get on video, they come up with this excuse, that excuse, about 4 more excuses as to why they cannot get on video. And then I say to them, no, this is fear of being visible. I don't say that to them. I ask them the questions and then they come up with the feedback on their own. Yeah, I'm a little fearful. What's my family gonna think? What are my friends gonna think? It's just not perfect. And now I'm going to take the opportunity to share with you that done is better than perfect. If you go back a couple of years and look at my videos, they suck bad. They're horrible. But done is better than perfect, because if I didn't begin somewhere, I wouldn't be where I am today. You need to begin somewhere. You need to be okay with not doing the best. Okay? Don't be a perfectionist. Now, manifesting, okay? So you got to be clear on who your ideal client is by first becoming clear on your why. So let's just go through and recap a minute. We talked about how important your why is. I even gave you examples. Now you need to write out your why and connect with it and be authentic, because that is how you're going to connect to your ideal clients. And that is also going to help you overcome your self-doubt. You need to be clear on who your ideal clients are, okay? And then find out where your ideal clients are. You are the only one that can believe in yourself. However, before I believed in myself and both businesses, I found a mentor to coach me and to help me believe in myself. Sometimes you need somebody else to point things out before you see them. And that can make all the difference in the world. And then you got to visualize, okay? You got to spend some time seeing it in your mind, imagining it, seeing it and feeling it. You need to feel it happening for you. You need to feel the success. You need to feel your heart pounding and your hands sweating as you're standing on the stage. You need to see that here before you can see it in your outer reality. So when you visualize, It's you manifesting. Your subconscious, conscious does not know the difference between your outer reality and your inner reality. What you create is based on the feelings and emotions that you're feeling. Okay. So if you're visualizing standing on a stage, try it with me. Close your eyes, deep breath in. Just relax for a minute. And I want you to visualize that you're standing on a stage, staring out to an audience of 20 people that you don't know. And you're getting ready to tell them your true, authentic story. They're looking at you, and you're looking at them, and you're about to speak. I want you to just imagine how that feels. Oh, thank you, Susan. Thank you, and I'm glad you're here. So I want you to really visualize that. You're standing on a stage, you're looking out there, you're about to tell them your authentic story. And how does that heart pounding feel? That fear, right? Practice that. That is walking you closer and closer to your inner reality becoming outer reality. Okay? Do it for anything, but sit there and focus for a few minutes. So visualizing is probably, oh, there's so many important pieces, but visualizing is the important piece, is the work. That is the inner work. The inner work is the visualization. And it's because that's how everything that was once here is now here. The water bottle, the phone, this was Steve Jobs' vision. Nobody else saw it until he shared it and inspired other people to see it, right? So visualizing is huge. Becoming obsessed with your vision is huge. Entrepreneurs are obsessive. We are. If you're going to succeed in being an entrepreneur, Tony Robbins says, whenever anybody says, I'm going to be a business owner, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, he says, I don't recommend it. Oh, that's not my car. If you're not obsessed with what it is that you do, don't do it. And I'll tell you that too. Don't do it. I'm obsessed. I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. I take a minute to wake up, and then I begin my work. And then at 7, I have my mastermind call from 7 to 7:30, and then I'm with my babies, and I get to feed them and kiss them and see you later and come back, sit in my office and work, go network, meet people, love my life, love it. But I'm obsessed with my work, and I could work all day. I really could. At night. So obsessing, manifesting, right, is tied right directly into visualizing. First thing, what is the first thing that you guys think of when you wake up in the morning? What is the last thing that you think of when you go to bed? If it is not your businesses or how to get your business out there, then it needs to be. Okay, it really, really needs to be. And if you're waking up first thing in the morning thinking about this, going to bed, last thing that you think about is your business and how, it makes you feel and so on and so forth, then you need to pursue it. You're already halfway there. And don't worry about how it's going to happen. Here's the thing. If you're looking at manifesting money, which most of my clients sign up with me because they want to create a business based around their life and based on making an income to support their families so they can leave their daytime jobs. Great. There is a transition period. I'm not going to lie. There's a transition period. But the universe, God, divinity, whatever it is that you believe in, source, is not going to hand you a check for $1 million. They're not going to hand you a check for $10,000 every month. They're going to hand you opportunities, and it's going to be up to you to say yes to them. If you don't say yes to them, don't expect the check. Okay? You got to say yes to the opportunities. Take those opportunities. Some of them turn out, some of them don't. What's our biggest fear? Is failing. And guess what? Failure is not a bad thing. I heard my business coach share with me 6 months ago, and it's a quote out of one of Neville Goddard's books. And it is that failure is a lesson. Success is a lesson applied. We need to fail, and we need to fail fast. We need to fail a lot in order to move forward quickly. So the faster you want to succeed, the more risks you need to take. All right. The more opportunities you need to say yes to, the more failures you need to have. Your business is a direct reflection of your energy. So guys, how are you feeling in every area of that life? I've still kept the Empowering Women's program in my Invest in Yourself course because your business is an extension of every single area of your life, your relationship with your children, with your spouse, your community service, your contribution, right? All of that. It is all a direct reflection. Your business is a direct reflection of how you're feeling. So my invitation to you is assuming the state of already having it. It will show up in your reality. And here's some of the successes that my clients have experienced. My clients have experienced signing up. I was just talking to her the other day about it. And she signed up at the end of December. And in February, she had a $15,000 month. She's never made that much money. Her goal wasn't even to make that much money. Her goal for that month, because she was aiming towards something else, was 12 or 13,000 she needed in order to purchase a company that she was going for. She met her goal at $15,000 in sales that month. You can see that testimonial on the private group page. I did a BeLive interview with her. And then I met with her a couple days ago and she just bought a brand new vehicle. And I was like, oh my God, you're making thousands of dollars. You're like really walking your talk and you just bought yourself a new vehicle. That is a celebration. I have another client. I also have an interview with her. She met her goal. She has less than 2 days a week to work because she's got baby. She has a baby. And she's reaching her sales of about, what was it, 3.5 thousand a month, doing what she can in 2 days a week. Congratulations. You can see her interview on the private group. And also, I had this beautiful lady sign up and Morgan, she signed up and she was so like, I'm going to make this happen. I'm creating my coaching consulting business. She didn't even know what it was going to be called or how to do it. 60 days later, she had her modules signed up. She had her entire website created and now she's coaching. So congratulations to all these ones. And there's so many more testimonials. I have one lady who made back double her investment within 60 days. She had 100% conversion rate by using one process that I teach all of my clients when doing workshops or selling from the stage. This one process. She had 100% of the people who showed up to that workshop sign up to have sales calls with her. And I believe 80% of them signed up for her programs. High-end programs, okay? This is what is possible for you. All you need to do is say yes. If you are feeling it, if you are still here being drawn to it, you just need to say yes, take the leap. And I'm going to actually share a little story that I heard this morning. But you need to say yes. Absolutely, it's an investment, no lie, but you need to do something different. This morning, I'm at Toastmasters, and I literally had goosebumps. It was a international coaching contest or speech contest this morning. And Kelvin is his name. He's been in Toastmasters for 28 years, which is wow in itself. And he still keeps coming because he still keeps learning new things from all the new people coming in, right? The dynamic always changes. He shared the speech this morning that brought me to tears. And he said, him and his wife, what if, oh, it was called If only I had done this. He never went to university, but he did take over his family's construction company. And he said, if only I went to university. And he, talked half his speech about, if only I did this, if only I did that. And his wife said, well, would you have married me if you had gone to university? And they have such a beautiful relationship, marriage. And he's like, I don't know, and he said his wife is like the perfect example of never looking in the past. If only he met his idol, this person that he just loves, and he's blind, but he drives a car. He golfs in the low 80s. He has all these really extreme success stories, but he's blind. And he was going on to say this gentleman didn't know he was even blind until about a couple of years ago. He was born blind. And when he was alone at home with his daughter, because he never ever sat there in the thoughts of if only. He only ever thought, what do I want to do? I'm going to make it happen. Just decision commanding. And he was alone at home with I think she was about 2 or 3. And all of a sudden he heard a splash in the pool. And that's when he realized he was blind. He went outside and he couldn't see. He couldn't hear anything. So he ran and he jumped in the pool. And he couldn't find her. And he got up to catch his breath. He could have said, if only I could see, I could save my daughter. But he didn't. He went back under and he swam back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until he found his daughter and he saved her life. So I still get goosebumps, if you can see, goosebumps all over my face and my body, but nobody tells it the way Kelvin does. And it was the second time I heard that speech, and it was the second time it moved me. So his invitation to everyone sitting in the audience watching him was, just leap. Don't ask yourself if only. So I'm going to leave you with that. Now, if you can go ahead and give me the artist, okay? The artist and the name of the gentleman singing this song, then I have a gift for you. My gift for you is a 60-minute free call with me. If you're stuck on a workshop, if you're working on a workshop and you want some feedback, call me. If you want, if you have some questions about, there's a specific area of doubt that you really need some coaching and breakthroughs on, call me. If you are, experiencing some challenges, maybe you're creating a module program and you're like, what modules do I need? Where am I going to go? How am I going to do this? Call me. Let's talk. The best thing that's going to happen is that you guys are going to leave with amazing content to implement that day. The worst thing that's going to happen is, I totally screwed that up. I always do that. The worst thing that's going to happen is that you guys are going to walk away with kick-ass content. The best thing that's going to happen is that we end up working together. Okay? So I love you guys very much. Investinyourselfcourse.com. Send me, everybody listening to the replay, listening live, private message me the name of the song and the artist, and I will schedule you in for a free 60-minute call with me. I love you. Investinyourselfcourse.com. Go on over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay in touch. Bye, everyone.